come with me. Now, before we jump into that, I'm going to explain what come with me means, in case you didn't figure that out already, or if you're curious, figure out if we're both in the same mindset. Come with me is like when somebody says, come with me to a better place. You know, like you know when people say, you know, like when somebody dies, then you say like, well, he or she is in a better place now. Well, come with me, you know, like coming with me to a better place is pretty much like that. So come with me, it's like, okay, like Earth, you know, you're living kind of a mixed life, like some good, some bad, but for a lot of people, the bad seems to pretty much outweigh the good, which I can see that, you know. I mean, you know, like, you know, just like hate seems to be a pretty strong emotion over love, which is strong too, but, you know, hate, oh, so fucking potent, you know. But, anyway though. So, you know, you feel like you just want to get out of this world sometimes, you know? Like, you feel like you just want to get away, or, you know, you just feel like, oh, you know, this is so rough. I just wish I wish I could just die and go somewhere better and I don't have to worry about shit anymore. Well, this is pretty much what it's about. So I'm gonna like jump into the lyrics real quick. Now at first it might sound kind of funny, but it's pretty much just the way I like to put it, you know. Just nice examples, you know. Nice way to put things, you know. I'm kind of a video game kind of guy, so that's why I'm about to mention who I'm gonna mention now. So the first line is, I'm playing poker with the Mario Brothers with my golden coins. What that is that, like, I guess a lot of depictions of the better afterlife is like enjoying. It shows like showing people enjoying themselves without care, and like having pastimes and all that shit. And I guess one of the things that people could probably do is like, you know what? In the afterlife, one of the things I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go into a nice semi-lit room. You know, not too bright, but just like really relaxing kind of light. I'm gonna sit with a couple of buddies. I'm gonna play a nice game of cards, just for fun, and you know, why not have it with two cool guys that I look up to, like Mario and Luigi? They're cool, you know. And I'm gonna be using golden coins, and I like to put it like golden coins because that sounds kind of expensive and sounds kind of fancy. Like, I'm not bragging like those fucking most of those modern rap and pop songs, but I guess it's mostly rap where they like brag about material wealth. But this is different. This is talking about like just having nice things, and like in the afterlife, it's pretty much doesn't really take any effort at all to get a hold of those things. Golden coins, like coins made out of gold. You know, here on Earth, you know how much they, you know how much money you get for a golden coin? Yeah. Well, anyway, the golden coin's being used for the poker thing, you know. So that's kind of neato, you know. The other thing, the other line is, I'm walking on the water, but I'm not Jesus. I'm just Luigi. I guess it's kind of like, you know, okay, Jesus supposedly walked on water, and I guess there's some things where like, well, you know what? In the afterlife, you're going to be able to do things you weren't able to do on Earth. I guess one of those things would probably be like walking on water. You know, like, hey, I'm not Jesus, I'm just another guy, you know. That's pretty much the meaning behind that. But like I said, I mean, I'm not really claiming to know what it's really like. I mean, for all I know, it could be like, you know, what I say in Erased Race, or down there, or what I'm talking about here. But, you know, I just like to be really artistic, and I like to speak from several points of views. You know, I don't like believe in one thing. I'm like an open-minded kind of guy. You know, like, okay, it might be this, it might be this, it might be that. Not everybody's like that, but to me, it's kind of like, this might sound weird, but I guess I like Christian stuff. I like stuff that's like in the middle, like agnostic, and I also enjoy satanic stuff. Pretty much the same way I love all my Chow in Sonic Adventure DX and 2 Battle. I love all my normal Chow, I love all my hero Chow, and I love all my dark Chow. I love being in the normal garden, I love being in the hero garden, and I love being in the dark garden. That's pretty much the mindset I have. That's the way I like to look at it, you know. I don't like it to be like, oh, you're so horrible for liking satanic stuff, or, you know, oh, you're such goody two-shoes for liking, you know, Christian stuff. You know, or like, oh man, you're so mixed up, you don't know what to choose. You're agnostic, you know. No, I just kind of like to be open-minded about these things, and I just happen to like all that kind of music, really. All those different styles, you know, different ways of thinking. It's all very intriguing to me. Okay, so next line is, and even though I'm trying, I still see people dying, but you can stop your crying because there's no more lying. The meaning behind that is, okay, so, and even though I'm trying, I still see people dying. That's pretty much like when, it's pretty much that part's like about like people who are trying to help others, like people who are poor, people living a shitty life. You know, like they're doing the best they can to help those people. Donate food, money, all that stuff. I'm pretty sure you've seen it, but the fact is that death, no matter how hard you try, people will still die. It doesn't matter how much you cut down. You know, unfortunately, you cannot stop it completely. No, literally, no matter how hard you try. You know, just like no matter how hard you try, you can't make everybody a good person. There's always going to be a criminal, and you know, there's you know stuff like that. I'm not gonna like milk it right now because I'm pretty sure you already get the idea. So then there's, but you can stop your crying because there's no lying. Now anyway though. So the whole dying and lying thing, that's not just a random rhyme. That means something. Dying, that technically and scientifically, that is mandatory because as living beings, we are all destined to die. Basically. I know I am. I can at least speak for myself. I don't know about those unknown immortals out there, if there are any or not. Like I said, I'm open-minded, so I don't know for sure. Maybe it sounds weird that I'm saying immortals, but at the same time, I'm just trying to be open-minded. So anyway, dying is mandatory. However, lying, and what I mean by lying is bearing false witness. So, dying is mandatory, but bearing false witness really shouldn't be. You know, like it could be possible to live in a world where everybody tells the truth and we never lie to each other, but we're all still gonna die anyway. So, yeah, I think you can get that now. Okay, next we're gonna talk about the line that goes like this. Follow me now to the path where I'll go. I am free forevermore. I'll take all of my friends. What that means is that I guess it's like say if somebody were to come down from the afterlife and, you know, like they know a whole bunch of people who don't want to be here anymore, and they're like, come with me, come to a better life. You don't have to be here anymore. you don't have to suffer anymore in this world that you never asked to be born into anyway. And, you know, you'll be free. Or at least, you should be anyway. At least that's what many depictions of the afterlife are. You know, like a lot of people say, like, when you're born to the earth, you know, you basically like, got chains around you, and you have to be set free. So when you, like, go to the afterlife, supposedly what might be heaven, then you know, Jesus and God or whoever, whatever, then, like, takes those chains off you. I don't really know if that's what really happens. I think it's just another way to think of, you know, like, you know, just being released from this life and into the next, you know. And I'll take all my friends. It's pretty much saying, all of my friends are welcome to come with me. Pretty much the same way, like, you're all invited to this party, and you can stay forever. Something like that, you know. So this is a lot to think about, though. But yeah, it's you know, the way I write my lyrics, I just like to write real deep, you know, like what I feel really strongly about, you know, shit like that. Anyway, yeah, let's get that out of the way and let's go to this next one. My freedom is free for me. That's pretty much what everybody can say once they're free. You know, it's kind of like, you know, okay, we're supposed to have freedom here, but sometimes we feel like it's not for free. You know, we feel like that, you know. And I guess in a lot of countries and certain places, people don't get to have freedom, I guess. That really sucks. It really does. I can only imagine how that feels. I can only imagine. But, yeah. Death, freedom from life. So, it's pretty much like, my freedom is free for me. Like, finally, this is free. It's truly free. I am truly free. I am a spirit. I'll fly away from this world. This mixed up world, you know, pretty much like that. Alright then. And then there's this line. And even though you're lying, I still see people trying to make a fucking living. Don't you agree with me? Now, what that means, originally, what I was thinking when I wrote that, which does make sense to me at least, and I'm pretty sure it can to you too. You know, like maybe most of you already caught on to that. But what it means, what is it now? I guess it's like when people give speeches, or I don't know what's, it's really thing to think about. It's, you know how like people, like somebody would gather in front of an audience and like say, like, you know, they're gonna make a speech and they're gonna promise things to people, the kind of you know, the kind of people that do that. I'm gonna let you figure it out for yourselves because I'm pretty sure you know that, because there's a lot of people that do that. But anyway, there's people who like promise things, but their word is basically no good. So what it is that it's like when people say, you don't have to work, you don't have to do anything, you're gonna be fine, you know, you can let your guard down, nothing's gonna happen to you, there aren't gonna be any consequences, it's not gonna make a difference what, you know, whenever you're gonna do anything or not, you know, and you know, but the reality is that, you know, there is a difference between whenever you know, make a living, to support yourself, and all this shit. I mean, it's pretty obvious. I'm not saying you're dumb and don't notice. It's just that, you know, like, some people will actually do that. Like, say, you know what? I'm just not gonna do anything, you know, I'm just gonna, you know what, I'm just gonna lay on my, you know, I'm just not gonna do anything anymore, and, you know, it won't make a difference. Nothing bad's gonna happen. I mean, I'm not saying that everybody who doesn't do anything is gonna have something bad to them, it's just that, I'm talking about, it's more so like people who rely on having to make money, and, you know, and they need that for their house and for their stuff and everything. It's pretty much an example, you know, in food and all that. So what this pretty much means, it takes a lot, it's a lot for me to say, but, you know, I think the lesson is that not to let your guard down, even when people tell you to. You know, like, maybe they mean well, or, you know, or maybe they are trying to get you screwed up, I don't know. But the lesson behind that is that just keep doing what you're doing, you know, keeping yourself supported, keeping yourself going. Don't let your guard down just because somebody tells you to, and, you know, get yourself in trouble, you know, end up in a situation. You know, it's all that shit. I'm not gonna go into it. You know what I mean now. You know, and if you think like me, or think closely to me, you don't have to think just like me. And I'm not saying you're dumb just because you don't think like me, because there's plenty of other people who don't think anything like me and still are very, very fucking intelligent. But I'm just like telling you like what this means in case you're curious and you thought you're wondering if your first instinct was right, or if you know, you don't catch on like some other people do. But yeah. But I also thought, you know, like, even though you're lying, I still see people trying to make a fucking living. Don't you agree with me? I also figured out that it can also mean, you know, people who lie on their ass all day, and that's fine if you want to do that. But anyway, though, you know, you're lying down, you're not doing anything, and yet there's other people out there working their asses off. And even though, you know, you're getting lots of nice rest and you don't have to worry about anything really, but you can't really disagree that there's other people out there working their asses off for a good reason. So, yeah. I'm trying not to really fucking sugarcoat it. Maybe I did, but I'm just trying to help those who don't really catch on at first, because see, with my lyrics, I like really put a lot of thought into them, and I'm not saying those who don't go up to my level aren't intelligent. They are. A lot of people are, you know, and there's a lot of other people who make lyrics that take more thought than mine and are more intelligent than mine, I'm pretty sure. But, you know, it's just that, you know, with certain things sometimes it takes a little time to get used to, you know, like, I wonder what this means. Like, I know I'm smart, I know I can understand this, but I just need more time, and maybe I'll figure it out by myself, and then I'll watch this video to see if my first instinct was right or not, and even if it wasn't right at first, that does not mean you're dumb. That's just interpretation. Interpretation is quite a thing, you know. It's just a way to look at it, you know, way to think of it, I guess. You know, or if you need help, you know, there's nothing wrong with asking for a little help, you know. I understand that people like to be independent, but there really is no shame in asking for a helping hand like this, or any other way. Most people, I think, do ask for a helping hand every now and then. I know I have. I guess I can't really speak for others, but I can definitely speak for myself. And the last line is, I'm living by the river, and I'm shivering. I just live with it. Now, this is not a forced rhyme. maybe to some people, like, living, shivering, oh man, you're just pushing it. But no, I'm not. I'm not. This is supposed to be like one of those examples of somebody in a situations. Somebody's in a situation, they live somewhere, it's horrible there, and they feel like, how could it get any worse? And what's behind this line is that the dark reality is, I'm not saying this to make you feel depressed. I'm saying it because it's the truth, the dark truth. At least it can be anyway. Dark truth is that no matter how bad you have it, it's really weird. It's like somehow, some way, it can get worse than that. It can literally get worse than that. So then that person just says, I just live with it because, you know, I know it could get worse. So I guess even though it sucks that I'm living like this in this certain condition, at the same time I'm gonna have to make the best of it, because I might end up in a worse situation and I'll be thinking back to when I had it better than that. So that's pretty much it, the meaning behind come with me. So yeah, hope you were enlightened and all that stuff.